On a stormy night where thunder roars like hungry beasts and lightning cuts through the sky in sinister cycles, a secluded house in the shadows of the outskirts guards a dark secret. In this refuge, forgotten by civilization, resides the curse of a forbidden game, whispered only in urban legends and tales shared in hushed tones. It is said that at midnight, when darkness reigns supreme and solitude becomes an unwanted companion, those brave enough to defy the unknown can plunge into the abysses of the whispering night game, a practice as dark as it is intriguing, where deep-seated fears are unearthed and buried secrets are revealed by an invisible presence that dwells in the shadows. But what happens when the line between the supernatural and reality unravels, when the whispered answers transcend the game and become something more sinister? The truth is as disturbing as the echoes that resonate in the empty walls of that isolated house. Prepare to enter the realm of the unknown, where fear transforms into reality and darkness reveals its most terrifying secrets. It was a stormy night, with thunder roaring and lightning tearing through the sky. Inside a small house, isolated on the outskirts of a town, a young man named Daniel decided to explore the limits of the unknown. He had heard of a strange and disturbing game called the Whispering Night Game, which promised to reveal hidden secrets and deep fears. Daniel's curiosity was insatiable, and he couldn't resist the call of the unknown. At midnight, he extinguished all the lights in his house and settled into the quietest corner of his room. Only the faint light of the moon filtered through the curtains. Following the instructions, Daniel began to whisper his deepest fears, the words escaping from his lips like a secret shared only with the void. The heavy silence enveloped the room, and for a moment he wondered if it was all just a game. Then, a soft whisper like the rustling of dry leaves permeated the air. Initially, Daniel couldn't distinguish the words, but as he focused, the message began to take shape. "Are you afraid of the dark, Daniel?" The voice was ethereal, echoing in his head more than resonating through the environment. Shivers ran down Daniel's spine, but his curiosity kept him steady. "Yes, I am afraid of the dark," he answered hesitantly. The whisper returned, now clearer and more sinister. "You should fear, for in the shadows lurk creatures that watch, waiting for the right moment to emerge." A chill ran through Daniel when he realized that the whisper had captured precisely his deepest fear. Determined to continue, he proceeded to whisper about his regrets, his failures, and the secrets he swore to take to the grave. The room became a kaleidoscope of shadows, and the atmosphere grew dense with an indescribable presence. The whispers increased, not only responding but also predicting future events. Daniel found himself caught in a dance between fascination and terror. As the game progressed, the whispers became more intimate, revealing details of Daniel's life that he had buried deep in his mind. His darkest secrets, his most shameful choices, everything was extracted by the invisible presence. When the last revelation was whispered, the room fell silent again. Daniel felt momentary relief, but he knew that something had changed irreversibly. The whispers persisted in his mind, continuing even after the end of the game. It was as if a part of the darkness now inhabited him. The next day, Daniel tried to ignore the whispers, but they followed him everywhere he went. His eyes began to reflect a constant shadow, and his smile turned into a fragile mask, hiding the terror consuming him from within. The Whispering Night Game had revealed more than he could bear, and Daniel now understood the true cost of seeking the unknown. As night fell again, he found himself unable to escape the whispers, condemned to live in the shadow of what he had unleashed on that stormy night. As the whispers continued to haunt Daniel, his sanity began to crumble. However, in his desperate search for a solution, he heard of an ancient ritual capable of severing the connection with the supernatural. Convinced it was his only hope, Daniel embarked on a dangerous journey. The ritual required a series of meticulous steps involving dark ingredients and ancient words whispered in an almost forgotten language. With the determination of one seeking redemption, Daniel followed each instruction, sacrificing pieces of his soul and memories in the process. At the culminating moment when the last words were uttered, the room plunged into absolute darkness. For a moment, Daniel believed he had triumphed over the shadows haunting him. However, when the lights returned, a sinister and distorted figure stood before him. A warped version of himself, emanating a malevolent echo of his own essence. The whispers intensified, becoming sadistic laughs and promises of eternal torment. "You thought you could free yourself so easily?" the distorted figure whispered. The terrible truth hit Daniel like a lightning bolt. He hadn't banished the darkness, instead he had unleashed it to manifest physically. The presence, which was once only a voice, now had a form that reflected all his fears and secrets. With horror, Daniel realized that he hadn't escaped the whispering night game, he had become the embodiment of his own terrors. The distorted figure approached slowly, its hands reaching toward Daniel. "You are mine now," it whispered as darkness enveloped him. The room vanished, replaced by a realm of shadows where the whispers turned into screams of agony. Daniel was condemned to live eternity in the company of his own demons, a victim of the game he had dared to challenge. And so, the isolated house remained as a silent witness to the madness that unfolded on that night. The story of the Whispering Night Game would persist as an urban legend, haunting those brave enough to seek hidden secrets in the shadows.